Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me, free to subscribe to this channel, Anonymous Tea, free to subscribe to my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast, free to follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast, free to follow me on the Instagram, on the Instagrammies at Anonymous Reality Tea. It is free to share everywhere, you guys, so these videos get out into the algorithm. So I want to say this in the subsequent LAMH videos that I need to do to kind of put a bow on the season and hopefully put a bow on this series is, please, you guys, I beg of you, I don't be any drama and any nonsense, but trying to come into the comments and say what people should talk about or should talk about, like, here's the thing. I've always said I'm going to stand on business when it's pointing out what's right and pointing out what's wrong, especially when it pertains to this show. We all are aware Mel has left the show, but I'm also aware that there are some false narratives being presented. There's a lot of gaslighting. There's a lot of fake outrage going on. And so I will continue to debunk the nonsense until those factors stop. But nonetheless, I have been pivoting to other things and all of that jazz. But there are some things that I need to wrap up as it pertains to LAMH and what I think is going on. And I just want to say that, and I hope I don't have to repeat this in every LAMH video, but if I have to, I will. If I have to, I will, so that people understand that there's a method to the madness. And the madness is, I'm always going to try to get to the bottom of whatever's going on. So, nonetheless, in this video, I want to talk about Stormy Steele. Now, first and foremost, I want to say once again, once more, rest in peace, Kiki. This is, though, not so much about Kiki as it is the narrative that people are now trying to push about Stormy and all these things. Two things can be true, you guys. You can do good deeds. You can do things that are positive, that can be selfless and all those things. But the issue here with Stormy is that it has been exposed time and time again that she has had a history of being deceptive, being, two-faced, double-crossing people, all the things. It started with her mom. Her mom has been on these social media streets well before Stormy was even a thought of to be on the show. And then Stormy had delusions, dreams of being a reality TV star, except for it didn't go well when she tried on her own to get on Bell Collective, and it didn't work. So next thing you know, and there's receipts of this, Mel put in a good word for Stormy to be on the show, not having any idea that Stormy was conspiring with Martel's lifetime concubine, aka the Choo Choo Train, aka Grand Central Station, and the plan was for Stormy to pretend her first season to be friends with Mel, to be cool with Mel. They were going to endorse each other's products and look like there was this sisterhood amongst Black entrepreneurs and all of the things. It was all a lie. It was all fake on Stormy's end. She had zero intentions of being Mel's friend. Zero. And then she wanted to flip around and reverse the same talking points that other cast members had on this show. Well, I haven't heard from Mel, right? Trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, right? Everybody's recycling the same stuff, right? But that really wasn't it. You just didn't have any intentions of taking the friendship further. because per whatever conspiring, that was not in your best interest. And then the other side of it too is you can brag about your stats and all these things, but why is it now you want to release tights and release some of the same stuff Mel's coming out, or Mel already has on her docket for 7th Avenue Beauty? But it's Mel that y'all say is copying Stormy. Okay. All right. You know, it's things like that to where people pay attention. And listen, there's room for everybody. But you're the same person who got upset with Mel when Mel announced Sugar Mama's line. And you wanted to talk about your kids' hair care line that never saw the light of day. And you wanted to make it seem like you were Madam CJ Walker. So we fast forward to this past season, where Carlos King decided at the Reality with the King podcast that he was going to go in the direction of a full-on attack of Mel supporters and the Millimeters, and wanted basically the cast to all be in on it, wanted all the cast to give their own personal stories and try to use it to blame Mel and or Mel supporters and the Millimeters for anything pertaining to their businesses failing, except for till this day, I still do not see the receipts that it was Mel supporters or Millimeters that are responsible for any type of mishaps that have happened with anybody's business. Please provide me those receipts. It still has not happened, and we are over a year and some change later, and still those receipts have not appeared. It is not lost on me that this reunion part 3 especially was chopped and screwed. Chopped and screwed, you guys. Chopped and screwed. If you blinked, you missed it. I saw a couple of clips, but you cannot tell me that Stormy did not have some ammo that she wanted to go in and attack Mel and attack Mel supporters and attack the Millimeters. You cannot tell me that for a second. So who was it or what was it that now all of a sudden she wants to quote unquote blame it on the fans, but claims that she loves everybody on that stage? No. You know the bulk of the fans are number one black women. You know Mel has a huge fan support. Say it with your chest if you are about that life. Say it with your chest who the fans are, Stormy. But here's the thing. There is an active lawsuit against OWN, right? That's one thing. And that basically also interferes with what Maurice's storyline was going to be in his component of the Mel supporters and Millimeters quote-unquote takedown. So you can't have anything on there that's continuing to slander and say all this stuff during an active lawsuit about particularly harassing black female YouTubers. It's not a good look. Y'all don't want those problems. And then the other side too, after the awful, clips that displayed what was supposed to originally air on the reunion part 2 of the failed attempt at the grooming allegations, we knew what the direction of part 3 was going to be. So nonetheless, like I told y'all, OWN is shook. You cannot tell me any different. OWN is completely shook. Now, the final piece asks for the matter of who paid for the funeral. I think it's very interesting that this was even brought on as a topic on the reunion stage. I felt it was very tacky. I felt it was very inappropriate. Why do we need to know the financial state of what was going on in Kiki's finances and whatever was going on between her and her husband and everything else? Why do we need to know that information? She's not here to defend herself. And that's disrespectful to the husband and everything else. All you had to say was, listen, out of the kindness of my heart, I wanted to pay for the funeral. It was the least I can do, da-da-da-da-da. But I think there's other things at play here that's being left out of the story. I think there's some guilt here because of the association of certain people who have continued to slander and defame Kiki's name. Who have continued to drag Kiki. So it's interesting that people want to go up for Stormy, but want to ignore that there have been people Stormy have also chosen to associate with that have flat out been a conflict of interest if you truly love and support Kiki. Because there's no reason to slander or defame somebody that you claim to love, that you claim to be cool with, or associate anybody that is slandering Kiki's name. The other reason I think Stormy quit is because she did not want the lawsuit with Kyle to be exposed. She quit just in time before things hit the fan. She didn't want to face the music because what was Stormy's storyline this season? Her storyline was she was going to write out the arrest and write out, all these things. But the other piece was that lawsuit was coming. That wrongful termination was coming. She didn't want the smoke. She didn't want to address it. So the reality was she came on the show because she really wanted to be a reality star. But she left the show because the block was going to be too hot about Kyle's lawsuit. It was going to be too hot about people having issues still with the orders, people still having issues of not receiving things in time and all of those things. Stormy didn't want that type of smoke now that there was more eyes on her with her success on TikTok. Let's just call it for what it was. And she basically said it without saying it, that she had a brand to protect. But the other side of that brand is there are some scandals, there are some things that are documented, that are legitimate, that Stormy did not want to put on the show. And so nonetheless, you come back and try to make it seem like everything's wrapped up in a bow. But no, I think she got some last shots in. Like I said, I think it was edited out because of the active lawsuit and any potential pending lawsuits that is going to happen or has already happened that we're just not aware of yet. And I think OWN is trying to protect themselves because OWN is aware that things went too far. Things were out of control. Maybe not the right people, but I still say it starts at the top. But perhaps they were not anticipating the backlash that ensued. They were not anticipating the people who don't even normally review this show or talk about this show at all, discussing Groomgate and everything else. It looked like a pile-on. And listen, I don't care who you like or dislike on this show. But there's a lot of examples of Stormy's character and Stormy's behavior that we're not just going to sweep under the rug because you pay for a funeral. See, this is the thing. Y'all want to pick and choose what y'all want to be outraged about, but all roads lead back to why isn't Mel hated more? Why isn't Mel dragged more? And all of this and that, but you ignore each and every single one of these cast members who had a hand in some malicious behind the scenes stuff and attempts to try to take Mel down. And now the hate has increased since Mel has left because people realize once legal stuff gets involved, it's nothing to play with. And now it could potentially put the show in jeopardy. It could put filming in jeopardy. It could put the future of Love and Marriage Huntsville in jeopardy. So now everybody wants to be outraged and feel a certain way and try to make jokes on the sneak and throw subliminals. No. You had no problem as long as you were not the target. And the moment the opportunities was for you to be legitimate about what was really going on with your lives, y'all still wanted to make Mel y'all issue. Y'all still wanted to make Mel the scapegoat. Mel told y'all to stop using her name, stop using her likeness. You're not about to go too far and try to destroy her name and destroy her brand and everything else, and y'all didn't care. Y'all thought, well, we'll just keep poking at it and all this and that, not realizing y'all are all taking down the show together as a result. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.